11.6, we're going to talk about pyramids. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 times the base times the height. And the base B is the area of the big flat surface on the bottom. And the volume of a composite solid is actually the sum or the difference of the two different types of solids. So, for example, let's say we had a pyramid here, like so. And here, this is the height. Our base here, if this is a length and a width, would equal length times width. Let's move this down a little bit. So that's a length and width. Our base would equal length times width, and the height would just be the height. If there was another shape, let's say there was a cube, or a rectangular prism, let's say rectangular prism, and it also had a length and width. That if you stack those on top of each other, they would make a composite solid, let's say a house. So we had a house. This would be the cube and the pyramid added together. Each would have their own different formulas for volume, and then you would just add the two volumes together. So let's try this out. Let's look at number one. Number one here, this is a pyramid and it's standing on its base. So this would be 1/3 times 5 times 15 times 7, the 7 is height. Multiply all that together, we get 175 inches cube. However, this next one, the base here, this is actually, if you imagine a pyramid and you tipped it sideways. So then this would be the base, because a pyramid comes at a point, always. So our formula would be 1/3, and the area of the base would be a triangle. So then it's 1/2 times 20 times 5, 1/2 length times width. And then we multiply by the height, which is 40. And it all equals, multiply all that together, and we get about 667 inches cube. Next one, as you see here, this is a composite solid. So we need to do two volumes and add them together. So the first one is 1/3. We're going to do the top. 1/3, 7 times 7, that's the base, times the height being 8. Now we're going to add it to 7 times 7 on the bottom, and times 7 for the height. Multiply all that together, so the first chunk multiplied plus the second chunk multiplied, you should get 473.6 inches cube. If you type this in exactly on your calculator, that is what you should get. Next, to find a missing dimension, you need to use the existing lengths, and then we got to solve using algebra. We're never going to ever drop algebra skills. Once you learn algebra skills, it never goes away in math. So imagine if you had a pyramid here, like so. And this was like 7 times 10, and we're trying to find the height. This is the height. We put it into our formula, and let's say the volume is 107 inches cube. We put it in the formula, so 1/3 times 7 times 10, and I don't know what the height is, so we're just going to put h for height, equals 187. If I multiply 7 and 10, this is 70/3 times height equals 187. So if I multiply both sides by 3/70, times 3 over 70. Height is then, this cancels out. This gives us 8 inches over here. So let's try that, put that to use. Same thing. To find the variable. So this is 1/3 times 8 times 10 times x gives us 120 inches cubed. 8 times 10 is 80 over 3x equals 120. Multiply both sides by 3 over 80. 3 over 80. This cancels out. X is then 4.5 inches. Same thing here, 1/3. Now the base is x times x. So x times x, the height is 12, equals 600. Multiply this through, this gives me 4. If there's 2 x's, this is x squared, equals 600. Divide both sides by 4. X squared equals then 150. Square root both sides. X then is about 12 inches. So each side is about 12 and 12, like so.